Section 30 is about rearranging lists, which is a common thing to have to do for getting lists from one computation into the form needed by another. For example, this shows the transpose function used to rearrange a list of pairs to get a pair of lists. Transpose can also be used to turn a pair of lists into a list of pairs. A closely related operation is done by the thread function. This shows the thread function turning a rule for two lists into a list of rules. An operation like that can be useful, for example, to get the original list into a form suitable for input to the graph function. The partition function takes a list and partitions it into sublists, such as when organizing a list into blocks of a certain size. This input, for example, uses partition to separate the result from range of 12, which is a list of the numbers from 1 to 12, into blocks of size 3. This partitions a list of characters into blocks of length 9 and displays the resulting array in a grid. If you don't tell it otherwise, partition breaks a list up into non-overlapping blocks. A third argument can be included in partition to specify the offset between blocks. For example, this specifies an offset of 1, which causes partition to step through the list one element at a time to get each block. This partitions a list of characters into blocks with an offset of 1 and displays the result in a grid. This uses an offset of 2 rather than an offset of 1. The flatten function takes a list with sublists and flattens it out into a single list. For example, this uses integer digits and range to get a list of lists of digits from successive integers, and this uses flatten to make that list of lists into a single list. Flattening like this is useful when setting up input for functions like list-line-plot that do things with flat lists. For example, this shows list-line-plot making a plot of the result from flatten. The flatten function normally flattens out all levels of lists. This input, for example, gives a 4x4 table of lists, so this is a list of lists, the elements of which are also lists. Even though that table is more than just a list of lists, applying flatten to that table makes a single list. A second argument can be used in flatten to flatten out only specified levels in a list. For example, using 1 as the second argument in flatten flattens out that 4x4 table, but does not flatten the lists from the elements of the table. An interesting generalization of flatten is array flatten, which flattens the subarrays in an array of arrays into the enclosing array. As an example of something that generates an array of arrays, this input shows nestlist used with a pure function that makes a 2x2 array at each step of nesting. The argument that is passed to that pure function is the array from the previous step, so the result is a list of successively more deeply nested arrays with elements that are also arrays. This shows that same input but with array flatten included in the pure function so that the elements in the array of arrays are combined to get an array of numbers at each step rather than an array of arrays. This maps array plot over the list of arrays returned by nestlist. This list of plots makes it a little easier to understand what is happening at each level of nesting. The first array is the starting point, which is an array with only one element. The next array has 3 copies of the first array, the third array is made from 3 copies of the second array, and so on. This uses nest rather than nestlist to show the result after 8 levels of nesting. This result is a fractal structure called a Sierpinski pattern. There are many other simple and useful functions for rearranging lists. This input, for example, uses the split function to partition a list into sequences of identical elements. In this example, the initial sequence of 1s is grouped together. After that, the sequence of 2s is grouped together, followed by another sequence of 1s, and so on. Here's a related function called gather that also reorders elements so that identical elements are gathered together wherever they appear in the list. The gatherBy function works like gather but gathers elements together according to the result of applying a function to each element. For example, this uses gatherBy and the letterQ function to gather elements according to whether they are letters or not. The function to apply to each element is specified by the second argument in gatherBy. There's a function called sortBy that sorts elements according to the result of applying a function. For comparison, this shows a result from sort rather than from sortBy. The list in this example is generated by table and integer digits, and the sort function puts shorter lists before longer ones. This shows the same sample list sorted using the sort by function and with first as the function to apply to each sublist, so that sublists are sorted based on their first elements rather than based on length. Another function that sorts elements is union, which not only sorts elements but also removes any repeated elements. For example, this shows union sorting the elements in a list and dropping all but one instance of each element. The union function can also find the union of elements in several lists. For example, this shows union taking 3 lists and returning a single sorted list with all of the distinct elements from those 3 lists. Two related functions that also sort elements and remove repeated elements are intersection and complement. This shows the intersection function applied to those same lists. In addition to sorting and removing repeated elements, intersection returns only elements that are common to all of the lists. This shows the complement function applied to 2 lists. Complement finds elements that are in the first list, but not in the second list. As a simple application of these functions, this uses union to find letters that appear in any of 3 alphabets. This uses complement to find letters in the Swedish alphabet that are not in the English alphabet. Another function that turns out to be useful in many applications is riffle, which inserts a new element between the elements of a list. For example, this shows riffle inserting an X between the elements of the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This uses the characters function to separate a string into a list of characters, and then uses riffle to insert a pair of dashes between the elements in that list of characters. This uses string join to combine that result back into a single string. The last group of functions to be covered in this section consists of functions for generating other lists from a list of possible elements. One of those functions is the permutations function, which gives all possible orderings or permutations of the elements in a list. For example, this shows all permutations of the elements in a list of 3 colors. The number of permutations of 3 elements is 3 factorial, which is 3 times 2 times 1, or 6. The number of permutations of n elements is n factorial, which can be quite large for a large list of elements. The subsets function gives a list of all possible subsets of a list of elements. This gives all of the subsets of a list of 3 colors. The number of subsets of a list of n things is 2 to the n. There are 2 to the third, or 8 subsets of this list. The tuples or tuples function gives all possible ways of selecting some specified number of elements from a list, including possibilities where the same element is selected more than once. For example, this gives all possible ways of choosing 3 elements from the list red-green. The random choice function randomly chooses elements from a list. For example, this shows random choice randomly choosing an element from the list red-green-blue. A second argument in random choice can be included to specify how many choices to make. For example, this makes a list of 20 elements chosen at random from the list red, green, blue. The second argument in random choice can also be a list to specify an array of choices. For example, this makes 5 lists of 3 choices. The random choice function gives a result where the same element can be chosen more than once. There is a related function called random sample that also chooses elements at random, but does not pick any particular element more than once. For example, this picks 10 integers out of the list from 1 to 100 without allowing the same number to be picked more than once. If the second argument in random sample is omitted, the result is a random ordering of the whole list. That's the end of the examples for this section. To summarize, here is the programming vocabulary from this section. This is a long list of functions, and there are many more functions and also many variations of most of these functions. There are a lot of functions for rearranging lists because the need to rearrange the elements in a list is something that comes up a lot in real applications. You can find more information about functions in the Wolfram language for rearranging lists by opening the Wolfram Language and System Documentation Center, clicking the Core Language Instructor button, and then selecting Lists from the menu that pops up, which opens this guide page, which includes links to many of the functions from this section. And on the specific subject of rearranging lists, there is a link here to another guide page on rearranging and restructuring lists, which includes links to the functions from this section and many related functions. Here are the exercises from the end of this section. As an example, consider exercise 30.10. Sort the first 50 words in word list by their last letters. This can be done using the sort by function. Start with the first 50 words in word list. The last letter in a word can be selected using the last and characters functions. For example, this picks out the last letter in the word aardvark. To use this operation in the sort by function, it needs to be written as a function. Here's a pure function that picks out the last letter in a word, and this shows that function picking out the last letter in the word aardvark. That pure function can be used as the second argument in the sort by function to sort the first 50 words in word list by their last letters.